There is a quiet moment many people experience after 70, when the legs no longer feel like loyal companions but hesitant partners. The walk becomes slower, the feet feel colder, and fatigue arrives sooner than expected. Blood flow, once effortless, now demands attention. This is not a failure of the body, but a conversation it is trying to begin. Circulation is life in motion, and when it slows, tissues whisper their needs more clearly. Today's focus is not on fear or miracle claims, but on understanding how one essential nutrient can support the biological pathways that keep blood moving, especially to the legs, where distance from the heart makes circulation most vulnerable. Blood flow to the legs declines with age, not because the body forgets how to circulate, but because the systems that regulate vessel flexibility, signaling, and cellular energy gradually lose efficiency, reducing the ease with which blood reaches distant tissues. This vitamin plays a central role in supporting endothelial function, the delicate inner lining of blood vessels that determines whether arteries remain flexible and responsive or become stiff and resistant to flow. Healthy circulation is not only about vessel width, but about cellular energy, oxygen delivery, and mitochondrial efficiency, all of which depend on adequate micronutrient support to function optimally in aging tissues. When blood flow improves, the benefits extend beyond the legs, influencing nerve sensitivity, muscle endurance, temperature regulation, and the subtle sense of confidence that comes from moving without hesitation. The most powerful interventions work in harmony with the body's natural intelligence, supporting biochemical pathways gently and consistently rather than forcing dramatic changes, especially in later decades of life. As we age, changes in blood flow to the legs are often interpreted as a sign that something is breaking down, but biologically, this is rarely the full story. The circulatory system does not suddenly lose its purpose or capacity after 70. Rather, it begins to communicate differently. Blood vessels rely on finely tuned signals to relax, contract, and respond to changing demands, and with time, these signals can become quieter or less efficient. The muscles in the vessel walls may stiffen slightly, the responsiveness to chemical messengers may slow, and the inner lining of the arteries may not react as quickly as it once did. This does not mean circulation has failed, only that the conversation between cells has changed. The legs, being farthest from the heart and working constantly against gravity, are often the first place where this reduced signaling becomes noticeable. Cold feet, heaviness, or early fatigue are not punishments of age, but messages asking for support. At the cellular level, blood flow depends on how efficiently cells produce and use energy, because blood flow is ultimately a response to demand. Muscles in the legs signal for increased circulation when they need oxygen and nutrients, and that signal is powered by mitochondria, the microscopic structures responsible for energy production. As we age, mitochondrial efficiency tends to decline, not abruptly, but gradually, like a dimming light. Cells still function, but their signals become quieter, less urgent, and the body responds with less precision. This is one reason blood flow to the legs often feels reduced over time, even in the absence of obvious disease. Supporting cellular energy metabolism helps restore the clarity of these signals. When cells are better fueled, they communicate more effectively with blood vessels, encouraging them to open and deliver what is needed. Certain nutrients play a critical role in this process by participating in energy pathways and protecting mitochondria from oxidative damage. Without adequate support, mitochondria become strained and blood flow becomes sluggish, not because the heart cannot pump, but because the tissues are no longer asking clearly enough. Improved cellular energy changes this dynamic. Muscles become more responsive, nerves transmit signals more efficiently, and blood vessels receive clearer instructions to adapt. The legs, which are often the first place people notice poor circulation, benefit profoundly from this renewed dialogue between cells and vessels. Warmth, endurance, and stability begin to return gradually. This perspective reframes circulation as a conversation rather than a force. Blood does not simply flow because it is pushed, it flows because it is invited. By restoring the energy capacity of cells, we strengthen that invitation. The body responds with improved coordination between demand and delivery, allowing circulation to improve in a way that feels natural, sustainable, and deeply aligned with the body's own intelligence. Improved leg circulation plays a powerful role in enhancing whole body function because the lower limbs are responsible for carrying blood back to the heart against gravity, making them a critical part of overall vascular health. When blood flow in the legs is strong and efficient, oxygen and nutrients are delivered more effectively to nerves, muscles, and surrounding tissues, supporting faster repair, better coordination, and reduced discomfort during everyday movement. Healthy circulation nourishes nerve endings, helping maintain sensation, balance, and responsiveness, which becomes especially important with age, when nerve signaling can naturally slow down. Muscles also benefit directly from improved blood flow, as they rely on a steady supply of oxygen to maintain strength, endurance, and flexibility, allowing simple activities like walking, climbing stairs, or standing for longer periods to feel easier and more natural. Temperature regulation is another often overlooked benefit because proper circulation helps distribute heat evenly throughout the body, reducing cold feet, tingling, or numbness that can interfere with comfort and sleep. As circulation improves, swelling and heaviness in the legs may decrease, easing pressure on joints and making movement feel lighter and more controlled. This physical ease translates into greater confidence in movement, as the fear of instability, stiffness, or sudden weakness begins to fade. Confidence encourages more activity, and increased movement further stimulates circulation, creating a positive cycle that supports cardiovascular health, mobility, and overall vitality. Daily independence is closely tied to this process because when the legs feel strong, responsive, and comfortable, routine tasks like shopping, household chores, or social outings no longer feel exhausting or intimidating. Over time, improved leg circulation contributes to a higher quality of life by supporting not only physical strength but mental well-being, as the freedom to move without constant discomfort restores a sense of control, dignity, and self-reliance that impacts the entire body and mind. Gentle biological support consistently proves more effective than forceful intervention because the human body is designed to adapt, repair, and regulate itself when given the right conditions over time. Circulation improves most sustainably when natural biochemical pathways are supported rather than overridden, allowing blood vessels, nerves, and muscles to respond in harmony instead of under stress. When changes are introduced gently and consistently, the body has the opportunity to adjust without triggering defensive reactions such as inflammation, constriction, or fatigue. This respectful approach works with the body's adaptive intelligence, recognizing that long-term health is built through steady signals of safety and balance rather than sudden shocks that demand immediate correction. Supporting circulation through natural rhythms encourages better endothelial function, allowing blood vessels to relax and expand as needed, improving flow without strain. Over time, this creates resilience within the circulatory system, making it more responsive to daily demands and less vulnerable to fluctuations caused by stress or overexertion. Gentle methods also support hormonal balance and nervous system regulation, both of which play a critical role in vascular health and blood distribution throughout the body. When the nervous system feels supported rather than pressured, it promotes smoother blood flow and more efficient oxygen delivery to tissues. Consistency becomes the key factor, as small supportive actions practiced daily compound into meaningful improvements that feel natural and lasting. This approach reduces the risk of burnout, discomfort, or discouragement that often accompanies aggressive strategies, making it easier to maintain healthy habits over the long term. As the body responds positively, trust in its natural capacity to heal and strengthen is restored, reinforcing a sense of patience and confidence in the process. By honoring gradual progress and biological wisdom, circulation improves in a way that aligns with the body's design, leading to stability, comfort, and sustained vitality, rather than temporary or disruptive results.